guys, welcome back to Stitches and Stories. It's Sunday, and if you are new here, most Sundays I sit down and we knit or crochet, but primarily knit, and talk about a book. And so if that is your thing, I'd love to have you subscribe. All right, we've skipped a Sunday. I need a break. It happens, guys. With mental health, it happens. And so we skipped a Sunday, and then I was going to film this way earlier than I did this week, but things also happened. Something that people don't always talk about with mental health is sometimes you can have one really hard day, and then it affects the rest of your week. And that's what happened this week. I had one really hard day, and then I had trouble bouncing back from it. And it wasn't anything bad. It was a medical thing that I had to do, and I really needed to do it. And I forced myself to do it, and it got done, thank goodness. And I have an amazing medical team that helped me out with it. But I've just been exhausted from it because that was a lot of emotion that was put out during it. Okay, we are not in the creative corner today. The creative corner is a wreck. I am trying to clean some stuff out, but it's a wreck at the moment. And it is super hot here, so I am in a dress, and I wish I could put my hair up, but it's not listening today, and so it's just down, half down, but it's extremely hot here. So I hope you all are staying cool, and I'm gonna try not to mumble and speak loud and clear during this book review. Today we are talking about Heir to Thorn and Flame by Ben Alderson. Oh crap. There we go. By Ben Alderson. It is number 1 in the Court of Broken Bonds series, and it is 484 pages long. It is fiction. It's listed as high fantasy and kind of romantasy, but it's an LGBTQ fantasy world, and it is really good. I'm going to say going in, this broke my scale, my review scale. Like, I kind of threw our review scale that we've been using out the window and just auto gave this a 5-star because it was so good. I knew before the halfway mark that this was a 5-star book, okay? And I've read Ben Alderson books before. He is very detailed. He writes on purple prose, which is my natural form of writing, and I love purple prose. A lot of people don't use it correctly, all right? Purple prose means that you use a lot of details and you go into the imagery and stuff a lot, okay? There are authors who use it wrong, and instead of using it for details, they're just like really wordy, and they focus more on emotions with it instead of scenery. And purple prose works better if you focus on scenery, all right? And so he used purple prose, and he did an amazing job. My glasses keep sliding down my nose. I put down a lot of stuff here, so we're going to try to get through it. Like, my page of our book journal is covered in writing. See, covered. So, there's an attempted rape in here, okay? It is talked about, but it happened, there's actually two instances of attempted rape in here. One is in the past and one is in the present by 2 different people. There is gore. There's lots of imagery and descriptions of blood, especially when it comes to the death of the prince, but it fits really well with this story, okay? Forced marriage, murder. One of my favorite lines from this book is, "Grief is a heavy burden to carry. It doesn't ease in weight as time goes on. We simply become stronger to carry it." Okay, this book has a lot to do with grief and learning who you are as a person, and honestly coming of age and having to make these decisions as an adult. Our main character's parents get pulled out of the picture early on in the book. They're not dead. They're being held hostage is what it is, to use against him. And so he comes to this place where he no longer has his parents in his life, basically, and he has to make these decisions on his own. And he has to make decisions not only for his own survival, but for his parents' survival and the kingdom's survival. And he's got a lot on his shoulders, a lot of weight. I need more. The way it ended, I need more. It had a plot twist, a really good plot twist. Like, I guessed who the main villain was. There's a couple different villains in this book, okay? This book takes place over a decent amount of time. And so you get, first you have the prince that's a villain, then you have the king that's a villain, and then you have another villain who I did guess who they were, but I did not guess the details. I was not expecting that plot twist, Mr. Alderson. Um, Bravo, okay? Like, I gasped and I was like, no, that's what that was. That makes so much sense. Okay? It was really good. Um, this book had to take a lot of thought and a lot of planning. I can't imagine that Alderson um, just pantsed this one, all right? When it comes to writing, there's two different kinds of writers mainly. There's technically three because there is a hybrid, but the two main is plotter and pantser. Plotters plot out the entire book and then write it. Pantsers write the book, discover it as they go, and then fix it, okay? I myself am a pantser. But the amount of detail that went into this story, either he plotted this out or um, he did he must have had a massive emotional experience writing this book if he was a pantser, because the way everything lines up and goes great together is just, it's perfect. It's like, it's perfect. This is a art. This is really well thought out. I don't know how else to explain this, guys. It blew me out of the water. I liked that it had YA vibes, but with the gore and stuff, it also felt more mature. It is technically clean. Technically. Okay? There is no 18 plus spice scene in here. However, judging by the what happened here? Oh, that's what happened here. Judging by the subtitles, no, that's not the word I'm looking for. It might be. Judging by some of the title of the rest of the series, I'm assuming that this is going to be turning more 18 plus. So keep that in mind if you are a YA kid going in to read this, that even though this book is technically clean, the rest of the series may not be, because there's one that flat out says that it is a steamy book. So keep that in mind. I'm looking forward to it, honestly. So I have my pair that I am shipping together, and I want to see how it turns out. Like, Simeon and our main character, I'm blanking on his name, I think it's Max. I ship them hardcore, okay? And at the moment, they cannot be together because of things that happen in the book that I can't tell you because it would be a plot. It would be a spoiler for the plot twist, and but it's so good. Okay, read this book. What else did I put? I know halfway through that this would be a 5-star for me. This book literally broke my rating scale. Like, this is beyond 5-star material, guys, when it comes to fantasy and writing and plot and characters and readability and studying and overall enjoyment. So automatic 5 stars, because if I could give it more, I would give it more stars. What did you think of the book? What will you take away from it? I love this book. It was one of the best books I have read this entire year. I wanted to auto give it 5 stars at the 40% mark. See, I wrote down where I needed to. What was the aim of the book and how well did the author fulfill it? I honestly think the aim was entertainment and escapism. However, it does show the power of never succumbing to those who enslave us and just picking yourself up in resilience in hard times. It does show that. Would you recommend this book to others? Who's the target audience? Yes, it's clean right now. A teen could read this book, but I know that there's spice to come in later books. I would recommend this to high fantasy lovers, LGBTQ lovers, and probably new adult, honestly. One sentence book review: a wonderful fantasy book about a boy unwilling to break. I started it on April 21st, and I finished it May 26th, That long gap had nothing to do with the book. The long gap had everything to do with the fact that I went on a mini vacation, and I had to put the book aside for a little bit because of life, but it had nothing to do with the book. The year published was 2023, and themes are enslavement, not Greece, oh my gosh, loss of control and betrayal. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this book. You should definitely go pick it up. Our next book that we will review is, I gotta mark this one as done. I've done that one now. The next book we're going to review is Don't Sleep with the Dead, and I will of course link that below this video. And then the book after that is 1984, which I will also link below this video. That will be a super short book review, I will tell you now, because I DNF'd it. Okay, but we're going to talk about why I DNF'd it. But the next book is Don't Sleep with the Dead. All right. Couple of things before I let you all go. First of all, I'm excited. I'm starting a collaboration of sorts with a publishing house. It is an indie publishing house slash traditional. It's kind of a hybrid. It is one of my friends from the author community started this publishing house, and it was Warrior S Publishing, but it is currently Phoenix Voices Entertainment, and they have reached out to me, and I've been talking to them, and I'm signing the contract today that we are going to collaborate on book reviews. And basically what's going to happen is they're going to give me a free copy of some of their books. I have told them what genres I do not want to do. Dark romance. And I will give an honest review, okay? Even though this is a collaboration, everything's going to be honest. I can say whatever I want about these books, all right? And so we're going to start doing that, but I'm going to mix them in, and I'm going to separate them with other books so that we don't just get overwhelmed with just stuff from this publishing house. I'm super excited to be working with them, but I want to make sure that I don't like spam you guys just with their books, because I make a point of doing all sorts of publishing on this site. Like, we have indie books, we have traditional books, we have hybrid books, okay? And so I'm going to work that in. Also, I have seen your comments. I have not responded. I'm going to go through and respond later, hopefully today or this week. Sorry, guys, I have a bad headache right here, and I don't know what it's from. But I'm going to hopefully respond. Someone asked if I would be willing to do a giveaway for an Allie Hazelwood book. I would love to. So here's what we'll do. If we hit 50 subscribers, I will do a giveaway for an Allie Hazelwood book. All right. In fact, I have a set of them in my Amazon cart ready to go for this giveaway. So if we hit 50 subscribers, we will do a giveaway on here for an Allie Hazelwood book set, a book set. All right, guys. So I hope you guys have a great Sunday. Thank you all for being here, souls. I love you all. And thanks for putting up with me when I miss weeks. That's why I say most Sundays, because like it's crazy, and we all know that I have chronic illness and mental health stuff, and it pops up from time to time. So go pick up today's book. Go pick up the next book. The next book is super short, guys. Go read it before we talk about it so that we can have a discussion. It has LGBTQ elements to it, and it's kind of a retelling of The Great Gatsby, but it comes after The Great Gatsby. I did not know going into this that there was a book that comes before it, and so you can read it by itself. That's what I did. But I should have read the book first, because there are references to things that took me forever to figure out, just because I'm assuming they happened in the first book. So I will see you guys later. Have a great Sunday, guys. Bye, souls.